stacks of jokes and stacks of folks and stacks of facts. We got stacks of names and stacks of games and stacks of acts. We got stacks to do and stacks to move and stacks to clap. We got stacks of zoom and wow and boom and stacks of zap. And if your life is feeling kind of flat, we got stacks of those and these and them and that.
Today we bring a Stax special. We're going to visit the Merry family, 3 kids who live a different life from most of us who live in the cities.
We live on a dairy farm. My name's Warwick. That's Narelle and that's Rowan. We've got 70 head of cattle and we haven't got any sheep or anything like that. And the difference between a dairy farm and a beef farm is the dairy farm you milk the cows, and for the beef farm you eat the cattle that you have. We've got 150 acres and about 7 paddocks. Starts milking in the morning. He gets up early, and then about 6:30 Mum comes in and wakes us up and we go to the cow shed while Dad comes home and gets ready to go to work. And at night when we come home from school we have about 20 minutes break, and then we go and get changed for milking the cows, and then Mum and I, or Mum and Rowan, we go over to the cow shed and we start milking the cows. Dad doesn't work on the farm because we get a fair bit of money out of the farm, but we need just a little bit more, so Dad works at the Forestry Commission driving a truck.
The city kids, they have a pretty good time because they don't have to do all much really, and they can go to all the cinemas and everything. You've got to have a bit of responsibility on the farm, like getting the cows in at the right time and not leaving it too late or you'll get growled at and all that. And it's hard being the oldest of the 3 kids because you've got to be most responsible, and if no one else does it, you've got to get up and do it straight away. Come work in the roll, let's go and get the fish out of the tank for Mum. Come work.
I'll go and get the motorbike.
This fence is electrified to keep the bulls in the paddock. Wonder who'll get the first one.
Hold on, before you start, we got to put some water in a bucket, remember?
Yeah.
Where's the lot? I'll fill the bucket up with water so we can take the fish that we catch back to the other tank.
We put the fish in this tank to eat all the algae.
The algae is the green stuff that grows around the side down here. How many have you got, Nora?
3.
Do you got any, Ro?
I've got 2.
Yeah, I'll put them in the bucket.
I got 3.
All right. You put them in a bucket. Oh. Gee, they look nice.
Warwick, I've got one too.
Oh, great. This is the tank that we're going to put the fish in. And this is algae. It's a greeny kind of stuff that the fish are going to eat. Pass out the bucket, please. And here's some more fish.
You don't really see many snakes in the paddocks, you mainly see them along the road. One year a friend of mine, we were just going over to the cow yard on our bikes across the road, and there's this big snake in the middle of it, and we packed ourselves. We raced over the cow shed and told Dad, and he came back with a big stick, but there was this red car and it just went and it done a wheelie and it skittled the snake and it was dead and we didn't have to kill it. That was scary.
Around the farm, the jobs we have to do is like feeding the chooks and the ducks and picking beans, tomatoes and all that.
When you pick beans, you always have to pick from the head. And when you do them well, you cut off their head and their tails, and you can string them if you want, but the string's down there. And you put it, we've got these slice things, you put them in, and it slices them all up, and we put the tray underneath and it goes into the tray. And then Mum comes and puts them in the freezer.
I play footy every Saturday in the footy season and I won the best and fairest this year. And I play cricket every Saturday in the cricket season for the seniors and the juniors. When I get older and get a job, I want to be a sports store manager or a carpenter.
We'll be back soon with more of the Marys.
Yep, the more the merrier.
This garden was originally the chook yard, but now the chook yard's back there. And we've got beans, tomatoes, peas, potatoes, strawberries and all those are the ordinary day things you have in gardens. Right now we're picking beans. A lot of people get them mixed up with peas. I'd like to be either a truckie, a person who drives truck, or a mechanic. I'd prefer to live here in the country than in the city because I reckon that in the city, you know how all the houses are, well, it'd be packed and we'd have much of a backyard and we wouldn't be able to ride the motorbike and the cars like we do now. And instead of going out and seeing all the scenic places and that, you go along and you're just looking at houses and you say, I wouldn't mind this house or I wouldn't mind that house, and just houses and houses.
Once I went to Melbourne, I was staying with friends in Melbourne, and his dad works on the 41st floor of the highest building in Melbourne. And I went up there and, gee, it's a good view.
Our cousins live in the city. Last year we had the May holidays with them, but I could hardly even get sleep because it's so noisy. So I'd rather live in the country in Yarram. when I grow up, I'd like to get a job at the hairdressers. I've got orange peels and all the stuff that you don't eat on the strawberries and rotten strawberries and all scraps from our food that we eat off the garden trees and things. And you put a bit of pollen in with it and a bit of water and you just stir it up and it's just wait for the chooks.
We like milking the cows, but it's a bit of a drag because you've got to get up so early in the morning and you hardly ever have a sleep in. And at night you want to go around to your friend's place and muck around, but you've got to come home and do the cows. And you reckon it's unfair because all the other kids can, go in and muck around. But when you're on the farm, you have to come home. All the kids in Yarram, when they come out, they reckon oh, it's fantastic. I wish I could do that, but they haven't got the chance in our grade, in our room that is. Well, I'd be the only one that's got a farm.
Coming in to see how much milk we got for the night. That's 6.30, 6 cans.
I'm going to tell you a poem about a cow. The friendly cow, all red and white, I love her with all my heart. She gives me cream with all her might to eat with apple tart. She wanders lowing here and there, and yet she cannot stray. All in the pleasant open air, the pleasant light of day, and blown by all winds that passed, and wet with all the showers, she walks along the meadow grass and eats the meadow flowers.
We got stacks of those and these and them and that.
In July last year, we had some serious floods. At first, the floods were so bad, Dad had to put the cows on the side of the road, and he built a fence to stop them getting away from the side of the road. And then they got really bad, so we had to put them in the drive. And we got hay from the barn over there and put that in the drive too. It all happened while the cows were having their calves, and we had to put the cows in the drive and have their calves there. It was a really heavy rainfall last winter, and the creek overflowed 17 times, and we had 17 floods. We usually only have 13 floods. My friend Ross Jackson, he bought his canoe, and we went canoeing up the road. They were that deep.
This is a tanker man who comes to take a sample to pick up our milk, and this is just a sample. It takes back to the factory to test to get the butter fat, and he comes every day about 3 o'clock, 2:30, and he picks up our milk and he writes down how much we've got, and so that we know how much to get paid.
Tea, Mum.
Thought we'd have Flanders tonight. Like some Flanders?
Yes, please, they're my favourite.
We put some on the top too. There's 5 of us, we need 5 fish, don't we?
Yep.
Nice big ones.
Beauties. Who caught them?
That was when Dad and Rowan and Warwick went out that night in the school holidays and they caught 4 dozen.
That was a good lot.
Would you like to set the table for me now, please?
Yep. We eat all our vegetables here from the garden and we don't have to buy any from the stores. And we have sheep and sometimes we kill steers and we don't have to even buy meat. And we can get roasts and lamb chops out of them and we just put them in the freezer and when we want some meat for tea, well, we just get them out and cook them.
I'd like to read you 2 poems. The first one, Wind Song. When the wind blows, the quiet things speak. Some whisper, some clang, some creak. Grasses swish, treetops sigh, flags slap and snap at the sky. Wires on poles whistle and hum, ash cans roll, windows drum. When the wind goes, sudden is then, the quiet things are quiet again. Now for the second poem, called I'm Sorry for Spiders. I'm sorry for spiders who fashion with care their wings of fine gossamer, so daintily fair. The beautiful patterns are lovely to see, all spangled with dewdrops and caught to a tree. But people don't like them. Oh, spiders, they say. With a sweep of their brooms, they brush them away. Yes, brush away gossamer all spangled with dew. I'm sorry for spiders who must start anew.
Remember when they said they had those floods and they went canoeing along the
We
road?
usually have 13, but this year we had 17, you know, usually.
No, we had 17 this year. We usually have 15.
No, 13.
13. Oh, 13.
Anyway, I once went up on a farm milking pump. I didn't milk any cows and but it wasn't the same. It wasn't done the same way. It was done by hand. Just look at them, squeeze it out, and we were playing, and I accidentally went and squirted right in my face.
Cow's milk is really nice though.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be good to have your own vegetable garden and just go
Just
out
get
there
out.
and get out your own vegetables
Yeah.
instead of going to the grocery and
I once tried growing tomatoes, except they died.
Yeah, now what would Paula? What would you think it'd be like living on a farm? Hard. I'd like to sleep in the mornings. What if you had to go to school there? Yeah.
It'd be exciting for a week or so, but then you'd get sort of
Get
bored
used
with
to
it.
it. Then you know everything about it. Then you leave it for about a year. Then you forget everything about it.
We do a fair few jobs sort of. We got to clean the shoes and that. And the city kids, well, they just sit on their bums while mum and dad, they do all the shoes and they get their lunch. We have to, sometimes we have to get our own lunch and do that. We do a fair bit of work.
The cattle string out along the fences as the breeze from the south races by, and the limbs from the old gums are falling when the rain tumbles down in July.
If there are any other stories you'd like to hear about, write a letter and send it into Stax. And don't forget your jokes and puzzles too.